Hello and welcome back to another in-depth weather video. Today we're going to be talking about what happens after Winter Storm Xylia. Right now, Xylia is the big news story, and I'm not going to be covering it today because I made a 13-minute long video on Winter Storm Xylia. Link is in the cards above. Go check that out. I go super in-depth into it. It is packed full of information about that storm. But we're going to be talking about what happens afterwards. So we are starting to get back into this active pattern that we've been seeing pretty much all winter. And this is going to be, I guess in the short term, a pretty significant time. Especially since we have the collision of winter storm season and severe weather season. So things are starting to ramp up here. So, of course, we have Xylia. And Xylia is the big story right now. And we're going to be watching this storm system for a while as it really wreaks havoc on the front range. But after Xylia kind of moves through, we get another spring type of storm. Now this one seems to be mostly rain according to the European model. Some sleet mix in there and maybe a little bit of snow on the back end. But it looks like another severe threat in Texas, and that moves into the Dixie Alley, and then we see a northeast soaker before that back end turns to mostly snow, and areas, especially in Maine, could pick up a foot plus if that happens, because that low does move off the coast pretty far north, so the major population centers probably not going to see much except for maybe some back end snow showers. Now, that is pretty much where the European model ends. Let's go to the GFS. So, the GFS has a little bit different point of view, as it usually does. So, let's go right here and take a quick look at that. So, of course, we're going to skip over Xylia, and we're going to move past that. The GFS also has another spring-type snowstorm forming a little bit further east than the European model does, but it still has a severe threat, and overall just a soaker of a storm. Now, the GFS has this becoming a wintry storm and impacting Chicago, and Chicago could see a decent amount of snowfall from this, but this low pressure does move into the northeast. Less of a threat for the northeast because that low pressure is right along the coastline. So most of the northeast will be rain, but you could see some back-end snow from that. Now, after that, the GFS does have another system come through, and you can see this one is very strong on the back end. That is most likely going to be a blizzard if that does happen. Severe threat on the southern side, not as severe as the next storm that pops up here, but the big picture here is 987 millibar low pressure. These isobars are very close together. I can already tell that this is a major blizzard if this does happen. Now, after that, we can see that this storm kind of reforms here. And look at this. This is incredible. You usually do not see the worst of the worst in terms of rainfall on the GFS. It is showing it right now. That is a major, actually a mega severe threat. 999 millibar low pressure, that moves through, that absolutely cripples the Dixie Alley, also becoming yet another possible blizzard, and that all moves through, even bringing the northeast a possible severe threat with that line of thunderstorms before a cold front moves in. So, let's move on to the Canadian. The Canadian is usually a little bit of a different perspective. It's also the least accurate out of the three models most of the time, but it does have its times where it is the one that gets things spot on. So, of course, after Xylia moves out, it is also showing another snowstorm, this one being a lot less major than in the other two models, but it does have more of a wintry side, and that moves north of Chicago, more into the Minneapolis area, but that at that point, the low pressure is very weak. Mainly going to be a northeast snowstorm this time, with some decent amounts in the northeast, including Boston and New York. So once that moves through, again, this kind of ends the model run, hinting at another semi-major snowstorm. We gotta get some more information on that. But right now, that is what the models are looking like. So, comment in the comment section down below. What do you think is going to happen for the rest of March? Do you think we're going to be seeing a lot of these blizzard-type storms? Do you think that we have the chance of getting a nor'easter? Or do you think that we're just going to start this shift towards spring? We're going to see a lot more severe weather, a lot more soakers. But that is all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.